My wellness project is an intrapreneurship business plan. So social responsibility and sustainability is aligned with the hospital's overall strategy in this realm. Our hospital's core competency, as defined in our Baldrige application, is, quote, enduring, loyal partnerships. This means that we are committed to building and sustaining relationships within our community. As a not-for-profit community healthcare organization, we are committed to the betterment of healthcare for the people of the Yakima Valley. From our strategic plan, one of our 5 pillars is community. This assures that a constant focus on social responsibility to sustain for all of our organization's business practices. Memorial delivers social responsibility through numerous activities, including charitable activities, community education, and subsidization of healthcare services that are not provided elsewhere in our community. Our wellness services will support the organization's social responsibility plan by assuring that we are partnering with our community providers in the delivery of services. Without proper communication and strategy, these services could be seen as competition to other healthcare providers. Our focus is on supplementation and enhancement of these services with the strong support in the primary activities of these other providers of services. Our work with our regional accountable care organization, Signal Health, will help assure that we deliver on this goal. Academic detailing services will be offered to all providers in our community at no cost. We will also seek to take these educational offerings and incorporate them into existing community education activities. In terms of sustainability, we are not engaging in practices that negatively impact the environment. After establishing our services and developing engagement strategies with our employees and dependents in the first few years, our 5-year plan will focus on expanding service offerings to include other services that benefit the health of our organization's families. Specific goals in this time frame are 100% completion of the health risk assessment for all participants in our health plan, 30% participation in one of our primary wellness services offered in the first 3 years, with growth to 50% within 5 years. Another key goal is having a survey response of, quote, highly recommend, unquote, for wellness services. This indicates that customers have a high satisfaction with the services they received and would recommend these services to other employees or family members. We will seek a 20% reduction in overall ER visit utilization, a 50% enrollment proportion for patients with diabetes for our CDTM services. Our goal is to increase generic utilization by 4% per year for the first 3 years and sustain that for 5 years. Our cost per covered life, we would like to limit the increase to 10% less than the national average in the first 3 years and sustain that. For longer-term goals, within 10 years, we expect to utilize our data and competencies built through our wellness services to bargain favorable contracts with insurance providers. With established cost savings for quote-unquote total healthcare spend for covered lives, we can negotiate incentives for payments from insurers. We will also utilize these competencies and outcomes to meet Medicare guidelines established through the value-based purchasing payment structure established through the Affordable Health Care Act. Over the first 5 years, our growth will mainly be internally within our organization and the employees' independence covered under our health plan. Our longer-term goals for growth will be to expand into our community for contracting with insurances and partnering with other providers within our community for wellness services. A couple key milestones will be the point in which we have 50% participation from our employees and dependents that access our wellness services. The second key milestone will be the point in which our annual percent increase in cost per covered life is 10% less than the U.S. average for healthcare expenditures. The goal is to reach these milestones in the first 5 years. There are a few key risks in my business plan. The first risk is that hospital administrators and board of directors are not fully committed to the long-term investments needed for wellness. My initial proposal will ask for a 3-year commitment to meet the goals established previously. Another risk is alienating our primary care partners in the community. Effective communication and work with our Signal Health accountable care organization are necessary to minimize this risk. Excessive or overbearing marketing could also be a risk. There is a fine line between effective marketing for customer engagement and giving the sense of coercion for wellness service access. Since my wellness plan is not a privately owned business, the exit plan options are limited. I see two scenarios that could potentially occur. The first is that our success will build the argument that these services should be offered to the larger community. This demand would potentially come from insurance companies seeking to contract these services in an attempt to limit overall healthcare expenses for covered lives within their network. In this case, it is likely we would partner with Signal Health to develop a separate not-for-profit organization for wellness services. This is not likely to occur in the first 5 years, but has some realistic chance of occurring within 10 years. The second scenario is that we don't meet targeted goals and we don't see the cost savings desired. In this case, we would simply close the service with little loss due to minimal upfront capital expense.